album with ABBA was extremely joyful.
We had a glorious time together, I must say.
ABBA has never left us in our heart.
And still be the best of friends and still be enjoying each other's company and have a total loyalty. Who has experienced that? Nobody.
And now, 1 year later, we have experienced it. We experienced ABBA. Today is the first anniversary of Voyage. We're celebrating 1 year since ABBA released their new album. In that year, we were mesmerized by this reunion. We discussed the project, we talked about the music, we dissected every song on the album in 11 videos in our ABBA Voyage series. That series brought many people to the channel, but there's also the video which combines all the footage of ABBA in the studio. People still keep coming back to it, and the comments come from all over the world. I'm always touched at all those lovely words. First and foremost, it's about celebrating the music, but there is also an amazement for ABBA as elderly people, for how gracefully they have aged. But what is the best thing about Voyage? Our opinions go hand in hand together, and I mean not by agreeing with everything, but by complementing each other, by coming together with that diversity of thoughts and feelings. Every one of us has a very unique experience of it all. And that, I think, is the best about Voyage, the fact that we have this experience, that we have all those memories from this special time. So with this first anniversary today, we've got to take a look back. And I mean really remember those very first moments of that autumn and winter season, 2021, when all the pieces were coming together. We even go a little further back to years and years of rumors, and then arriving in May 2021, when Björn confirmed for another time that there would be new ABBA music later that year. But finally, this would be his last confirmation that would eventually come true. For me, it did feel extra special because even manager Jörl said, yes, there is going to be new ABBA music later that year. So I was definitely feeling that something was going on, and I decided this should be the time to create my very first video ever for this channel. And you know what is really curious about that video? I uploaded it on the 27th of May 2021. Exactly 1 year later, to the date, a little show would publicly open in London called ABBA Voyage. I would be there to witness it, and I would have seen all 4 members of ABBA in front of me by that time. You have no idea how many times I pinched myself since then. I can't believe all of what I'm saying here today. But back then, we had no idea. It was the end of August 2021. After weeks of ABBA's journey through time on Instagram, Björn announced this.
Thank you for joining our musical journey here on Instagram, a journey that never ends.
Mysterious. What could he mean by that? Finally, we got a cryptic announcement for the following week that we should be getting ready for something called ABBA Voyage. We had no idea that we were days away from hearing new ABBA songs for the very first time after almost 40 years. For many of us, for me, this would even mean hearing and experiencing the release of brand new ABBA songs for the very first time ever in this life. And for many others it meant finally getting what you too were hoping for 40 years since you witnessed ABBA's final album release. 1 week later, I will never forget the hours and minutes we were away from that live stream. It was historic, and I was waiting together with more than 100,000 fans for this to be unveiled. What would it be? By that point, some of us had already heard strong rumors that there will be an entire new ABBA album. I believed it, and yet I couldn't. When Benny finally announced, in his very simple words, we recorded a new album
with ABBA,
everything stood still for me for a few seconds. They have actually done it. ABBA was back. And as if that wasn't enough, suddenly we saw them back together in the studio after 40 years. Pictures I never dared to dream about. Here they were, as if no time had passed, and yet 40 years did have passed, which made it all the more emotional. They have done it, they finally took that opportunity to get together one more time. They finished what they couldn't in 1982. They created an entirely new album. And we were witness to ABBA's first 2 new songs after 39 years. I Still Have Faith in You with lead vocals by Frida and Don't Shut Me Down with lead vocals by Agneta. An epic ballad and a boppy pop song, both tracks complementing each other so perfectly. We would listen to those 2 new songs for the next few weeks, every time speaking for myself, still in disbelief. That has never quite changed for me, especially if we keep coming back to our memories of those very first days hearing these songs. Memories of saying, now I'm going to listen to ABBA's 2 new songs for the 3rd time, or something like that. We are moving further away from these moments with every day. We are now 1 year on, but these memories will always keep it exciting. Memories of the end of October, 3 weeks away from the Voyage album release, when the excitement got stirred up all over again as they treated us with another single release. Just an Ocean combined the new sound of ABBA with their classic vocals going straight back in time. It is also one of the very rare cases of an ABBA song that really doesn't have any melancholic undertones to it. It is full of joy from start to finish. What a way to anticipate an upcoming new ABBA album. And then came the day when we were actually holding an entire new ABBA album in our hands. 7 more brand new songs to discover. All of it as one complete work, Voyage. I will never forget that day at the local store when so many people were going the same way as I did to gaze at that new album of ABBA, to hold it, to get it, when the album was already playing in the background at the store all day long. Those days and weeks when I returned time and again to those stores just to ask for the new album by ABBA, just to say, hey, you've got the new single of ABBA? What was I doing there? What was I experiencing? The big return of ABBA. There were posters and cardboard stand-ups of them everywhere. The people working at the store told me that this was the biggest thing that has ever happened to them and that something like this will not be happening again. And it won't, never again will ABBA come back after a break of 40 years. Those were the days, our memories, when we got excited over and over again because we got a new reunion photo and another one. That day when Frida did an interview for BBC, or when we finally heard Agneta's speaking voice on Swedish radio. In early December, we got one of the most beautiful reunion photos of ABBA in the snow. And then we witnessed the final physical single release with Little Things when I went back to that store one last time. And just before Christmas, another miracle happened when that beautiful reunion photo suddenly came to life, when we got moving images of this photo session, the first moving images for us in decades of ABBA talking to each other.
Just for you. I hope. Just for you.
Definitely not.
Tror du på det?
Those are our memories. It brings us all together, and it will always keep us together. I would have never thought I'd ever read headlines like all 4 ABBA members publicly reunite for first time in 40 years. All I ever wanted or had glimpses of hope was for them to get us a photograph of all 4 together. And look at what they have done. They really went all out. They've outdone everything. They gave us all of their love and hope. They fulfilled all of our dreams and so much more. And now I'm lost for words. Happy anniversary to ABBA and happy anniversary to all of us.